long forgotten.
That's the thing. If you are challenged on principle, people respect you for that. And I think in any case, it's very rare that an MP that would lose the confidence of his or her constituents on an issue of principle. I think you might lose the arguments, but people at least respect you for being honest and declaring your view in a clear and direct manner. Where people will fall foul of this with recall is if they behave badly, if they don't bother turning up to Parliament. You know, the rules at the moment allow you or I, we could go on holiday now until the next election. We could go and hang out together in Barbados on a beach for a year. We wouldn't have broken a single rule. We could not go to Parliament. We could decide to boycott our constituents, refuse to engage with them. We could switch parties. We could do any of these things without any opportunity for our constituents to challenge that. It's an absurd situation. Recall would keep people on their toes at all times. And there's a really fundamental reason why I think that's important. As you know, we have a situation now where Parliament is not doing its job. It's not holding government to account. Most MPs, when they vote, they don't even know what they're voting on. There have been times when I haven't followed a debate. I've rushed to the door. I've asked the whips, what is it? What's the issue? What's this amendment? And they haven't been able to tell me. I've hovered and asked other MPs, what is this amendment? And the most they'll do is say, this way. That's the way. That's where you should go. And I have abstained on votes for that reason. But I can tell you that if you were to stand in central lobby and ask the first 20 MPs to emerge from a vote on a technical amendment, what have you just voted on? Almost all of them will simply shrug their shoulders. And for me, that's a bigger scandal than the expenses scandal.
Indeed, it is much bigger. We have a parliament of, as I described it once, poodles with pagers. They don't have pagers anymore. They don't need them. They bark when they're told to bark, bite when they're told to bite. They are Pavlov's very dogs. And that's the real crisis of British parliamentary democracy, that Tweedledee, Tweedledum, two cheeks of the same backside, or three cheeks if you throw in the Liberal Democrats. People who believe in things like you do and like I do are very rare birds. We're called loners and
Mavericks.
We're not mavericks. We're not team players. But I never saw politics as some kind of team game where the MPs are the crowd cheering on their team.
I agree. I mean, our job, there's no job description for an MP, but if there was, it would simply say, hold government to account on behalf of your constituents. You can't do that if you have a voluntary lobotomy the moment you enter Parliament. If you're going to do everything you're told, if your vote can be taken for granted by your party at any given moment, then you cannot hold the government to account. They'll take your vote for granted. You become what they refer to as lobby fodder. If you're not willing to use that one tool, the only thing you and I have that other people watching this program don't have is the ability to vote in Parliament. And if you're not willing to use that vote strategically, you might as well be replaced by a laptop computer.
Yeah.